Good evening, viewers, and a very warm welcome to Q News English with me, Vijay Rana, along with Deepak from our studios out here in Telangana. and I could not come live this morning, but I'm here this evening just to check as to, how's the audience, how's the turnout when we stream in the evening. So I basically want to decide as to should I be with all of you in the morning, is it better for us, or an evening slot is preferred. So just wanted to check the pulse. So that's the reason you are seeing me today at this hour. So please do let me know in the comment section as well if you prefer the telecast to be in in the morning hours, like say 7 or 8, or do you prefer timing of or the evening slot, let's say 7 or 8 or 9. So with that, please do let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. We need your support, so please do not forget to hit those 3 buttons. And let's start with our Shanarthi Telangana edition for today. And the first image reminds me of the movie Kantara. I recently saw that movie. I'm sorry, I was very late. Usually it was a very well acclaimed movie, but that was pertaining to the culture in prevailing in one of the South Indian states, that's Karnataka. Now this picture here is from Kerala, and what a beautiful picture that has been taken. And there was a festival, it was in Kennur. So I've been to Kennur, and it's a must visit for everybody. Next month I might have to visit Kennur again. So, and I'm eagerly waiting for it. The heritage resort out there is awesome. It's just the kind of food that you get, the kind of ambience and reception that you get in Kennur, and the scenic beauty is unparalleled. So let's see, it's the religious affair out there. Theam artists, so that's the dance form is called as Theam. So Theam artists perform a Chala Kadankottu Makkam Bhagavati temple. Please pardon my pronunciation. I'm not very well versed with how to pronounce. His dialect is, especially Malayalam, the dialect and the way they pronounce things, it's very specific. And my sincere apologies to all the Malayalis out there. Now moving on. So this was happening in Kennur, and the big news, as I told you yesterday, Sheikh Shah Jahan arrested. So this was, I told you he was arrested day before, like yesterday, 3 a.m. in the morning he was arrested. And while I was reading the news, I was aware of it. I shared with all of you. The special Bengal police team responsible for his capture had been closely monitoring Shah Jahan's movements for several days prior to the operation, according to the officials familiar with the matter. Now the big question out here is, they knew very well. That's what is being claimed now. The police knew his whereabouts, the special team that was there. Why he was not arrested earlier? Why did it take these thousands of women, they had to take to streets, they had to protest. Now the leaders from, the representative from BJP, from Congress and different other political parties, they were all there. They wanted to be in Sandesh Kali. Why this was dragged so much? He could have been arrested, and it was crystal clear. The court had ordered his arrest, but then did the government of West Bengal play any role in preventing his arrest, is the big question out there. So let's move on. And UK descending into mob rule, says Rishi Sunak. Now, Rishi Sunak, the man from Indian origin, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said Britain is descending into mob rule because of the pressures created by protests against the Israel-Hamas war. Now, he's referring to the protests that are being done by the people from Palestine, in regards to the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, and rightly so. They will be protesting because of this. Over 100 Palestinians killed in Israel attack. Government media office accuses Israeli army of killing victims in cold blood. The Israeli army, for its part, claimed that the fatalities occurred as a result of trampling and being struck by the aid trucks. That's what they had to say. At least 104 Palestinians were killed and 760 others were injured when Israeli forces shelled a crowd waiting for humanitarian aid at south of Gaza City on Thursday. The health ministry in the enclave said. So they were all waiting for the aid. It's a really, really sad situation prevailing out there in Palestine. What is the root cause of it? Is it Israel? Is it Israel? That's another question I would like you to answer. Is Israel wrong in this kind of a retaliation? Now, there can be two stands. Let's talk for a minute on this. Every coin has two sides. Now, one way is, if I have to be devil's advocate, then I would say Israel was attacked. Their civilians were killed. Their civilians are still held as hostages by Hamas. Now, why should Israel refrain from killing the civilians of, an eye for an eye that's the second argument is an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. But I'm not a follower of the saying that, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, offer the other. I don't follow that. I'm not a big follower of that. So my personal view is Israel is absolutely right. Although it looks like atrocities right now, but then these are the repercussions of the attack that was done on Israel. Who will face the consequences? Hamas. If Hamas is so much bothered about these deaths that are happening, the way their civilian population, if somebody says our children were killed, our women were killed, why don't you urge Hamas to put down their weapons? Is the big question. They are a part of you. They stand side by side with you. You know who are the people from Hamas because you are the cover for them. Why don't you tell the position of Hamas terrorists to the Israelis and get over with it? Or Hamas should actually lay down their arms and entire thing will end. If they don't do that, on the other hand, they are being joined by groups like Hezbollah. Another 36 rockets were fired the other day, 2 days ago. On the other hand, we have Houthis, who is, the entire Red Sea, the cost of getting these things here is increasing by the day because of the attacks that are being conducted. Just because a country like Iran wants to have its presence in the Islamic world, they want to show the world that yes, we are also there. They are funding these terrorist groups. Who is bothered about these deaths? You and me. Because we have a soft heart, we have a soft corner for any death of a civilian. But what about the attacks that are happening on the civilians of Israel? Who is going to be held accountable for that? US Army, once their troops were killed, they have started attacking Houthis now. But who will take care of Hezbollah? The other border of Israel. They are now facing a two-front war. What if that war escalates? Will these people not die? Now please tell me who is responsible. Is it Israel who's responsible or is it Hamas that is responsible? Who started it? Hamas started it. Who planned it? Hamas planned it. They did not bother about their own people. And if they were ready to make this sacrifice, then why the so much hue and cry when Israel is retaliating? That's what my take is. I'm in favor of Israel in this case. You have your choice. You can choose Palestine, definitely. And let's come back to India. Well, okay. I just moved to the last news because it was about the article out here. So on the other hand, now UK is also facing there are a lot of protests and they are trying to get together as a mob and put pressure on the UK government. So that is what he says. It should not be done. There is a growing consensus that mob rule is replacing democratic rule. Now, similar is the case in India. Now, this mob of protesters, I would not call them farmers. There are farmers in there, I'm aware of it. But then I would call them a mob. Now this mob also tried to take the capital of India hostage. Entire population was not able to move through the borders. This is what mob rule is all about. So something similar happening in UK. UK is calling it out. The reasons are different, but then UK is calling it out immediately. And amidst the ongoing confusion, the series of events that were happening in Himachal Pradesh, wherein the Congress government was supposedly looking very weak, and BJP was aiming or aspiring to form the government. Everything has been put to rest, and we can see Mallikarjun Kharge also present out there. 6 Congress MLAs who voted against Congress and who voted in favor of BJP have been disqualified. And the names are Rajendra Rana, Sudhir Sharma. They had to write Rajendra Rana first of all. Indra Dutt, Lakhanpal, Devendra Kumar Bhutto, Ravi Thakur and Chaitanya Sharma. So all these 6 members will be expelled from Congress, and 6 Congress MLAs from Himachal Pradesh who crossed over to vote for BJP in the Rajya Sabha elections have been disqualified from the assembly as announced by the speaker today. And the disqualified MLAs, the disqualification of the MLAs has temporarily concluded the episode for the ruling Congress in Himachal Pradesh following a 2-day apprehension. So good for Congress, they will still remain in power in Himachal for now. And the news coming in this photograph is something worth having a look at. Now what is happening out here is anti-tank guided missile field firing test held. Now why this is so important and what it means for those of you who do not know what is a guided missile. First of all, guided missile is the one that hits the target with precision. You enter the coordinates and it will destroy the target. Now in this case, earlier what used to happen is if you sit inside a tank, there is a very limited space and there will be one person who will be actually looking for the targets. I'm talking about tanks that were used earlier, like 30-40 years ago. So he would then look for the target, and then the gunner would load, and at a particular trajectory they will load, and the gun will be moved by rotating a handle. That is, I have actually been in a tank. I have sat in a tank, so I know how it works. Like, I don't know how to drive it, but then I know a little bit about it. And then the aim is taken, and then the shell is fired. But then there are high chances of missing the target as well, because the other tank is also moving, and the aim might not be that accurate. But with this, precision is the key. With a guided missile, anti-tank guided missile, once it is fired, the tank of the opposition is destroyed. Now we might not have a war with China wherein we'll be utilizing much of tanks. We might as well. But then with Pakistan, it is sure. If we get into a war, if India faces a 2-phase war with Pakistan and China simultaneously, then more tanks will be deployed on Pakistan border for sure. And this technology will come handy then. Now India and will be capable of destroying their tanks. One missile, one tank. So let's read this. The Indian Army successfully conducted its annual Eastern Command anti-tank guided missile field firing exercise at the Tista Field Firing Range in West Bengal, as announced in the statement released on Thursday. Under the supervision of the Trishakti Corps, the exercise aimed to enhance operational readiness and effectiveness. Over 260 missiles were launched with the objective of achieving the target of one missile, one tank, demonstrating the precision and capability of the Army's weaponry. So congratulations to Indian Army on successful display of strength. And moving on, we have President withholds 3 Kerala bills. Now these bills were in news. They have been in news. And the governor of Kerala and the SFI, Student Federation of India, they were not gelling really well. He did not allow them to dictate terms, owing to which these rules were, these bills were about to be passed. The LDF government in Kerala has faced a significant setback as the President of India has chosen to withhold assent to 3 crucial bills, which were referred to Rashtrapati Bhavan by the state governor Arif Muhammad Khan. So Arif Muhammad Khan was not in favor of these bills and he referred it to the president, and she has also put these bills on hold. These bills include the Kerala University Law Amendment, which was aimed to remove the governor's authority as the chancellor of the state universities, along with another bill seeking the same change. Additionally, the University Law Amendment Bill 2021 focusing on governance. So these 3 bills have not been passed even by the president. They are now held. And DGCA issues strict breath analyzer norms. Now this is for the safety of the passengers. Nobody should be intoxicated. The alcohol should not be present. And also this picture out here, every day we see a picture from Jammu and Kashmir or Himachal Pradesh, but now here it is about Texas. Now this is the situation in Texas. A vehicle travels southbound on a snow-covered Texas Route 136 in Amarillo, Texas on Thursday. The wildfire spreading across the Texas, that's not the snow, it was a wildfire, and then that is the ash that is out there. So moving on, we have 400 400 par is the new slogan. Naya Nara 400 par, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he was in MP, says focus on propelling India to become world's 3rd largest country. So the campaign is already on for BJP, Congress, all the parties, elections are around the corner. So the campaigning, and what he has to say, speaking virtually at the Viksit Bharat, Viksit Madhya Pradesh program, he highlighted that people rallying cry for NDA bloc led by the BJP to surpass the 400 seat mark in the upcoming elections. He also went on to criticize Congress out there, saying that during their rule, they ruled like decades and decades together. When they ruled, India, they did not focus on the manufacturing industry of India, whereas the Modi government will be focusing on that, or is focusing on it. So during the event, Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stones for various developmental projects in Madhya Pradesh, spanning sectors like irrigation, power, transportation and industry, among others. While he is now addressing people in MP, yesterday we saw he inaugurated a boat in Tamil Nadu that was propelled by hydrogen. Today we have a comment, and he also questioned the government of Tamil Nadu. Today we have a comment here, that reminded me. Here is the comment from M.K. Stalin, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, and what he has to say is, Mr. Modi, please specify which are the projects that you started and they are now being stalled by the state government. You have just made a generic statement, but please be specific, name the projects that you started and we stalled it. And what he has to say, word by word, I would quote, he says we are blocking projects launched by him. It would be convenient to respond if he could list out which projects he brought that we were an impediment to. The PM is making generalized allegations. That's what M.K. Stalin has to say. And Arvind Kejriwal says the Lieutenant Governor threatened officers to stall the bus marshal scheme. The LG questioned the deployment of marshals because there were CCTVs installed. So what is the need of a marshal is what the Lieutenant Governor had to say. And we also have a comment coming in from Siddha Ramaiah ji, that is, he's the Chief Minister of Karnataka. If the Forensic Science Laboratory reports proves that a slogan raised in favor of Pakistan is true, serious action will be taken in this regard. There is no question of protecting those who raised slogans in favor of Pakistan. It's not only an allegation by the BJP but also by the media. So he says if the allegation is proved to be correct, stringent action will be taken against those who raised these slogans favoring Pakistan. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Telangana also, and the days will be 4th and 5th of March. Now, people, do you really think this will have an impact? You know, their target this time are the South Indian states. And we would like to see as to what will be the impact of this campaign. Will the southern states also vote for BJP this time? We'll have to wait and watch. And will the North Indian states vote for Congress after the Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra? And new system for registration of H1B launched. And audit polls prior to bailout talks, Imran urges IMF. Although the new government has not been formed in Pakistan yet, but the ex-Prime Minister who is in jail has actually written a letter to the International Monetary Fund that do not fund Pakistan. In a way, it will help Pakistan, but then Pakistan is in dire state. They need these funds to run the operations, to run the show. They should not be, given this grant. Actually, Imran Khan is absolutely right, because they'll take the grant, they'll again enjoy the grant, their leadership will take the benefits, and that's it. The grant has gone. No. How about repaying the grants? The grants that you take. How about repaying? There is a lot of money that they have taken as a loan. There is no repayment that they have done, and they owe a lot of money to the Saudi Arabians as well. When will they repay? When will Saudi Arabia ask for it? It's just a matter of time. And it really surprises me. He has actually requested US basically, or the authority IMF. IMF is primarily a US based entity primarily. It comprises delegates of other countries also, but then primarily the US is the one who calls the shots. Now, on one hand, when his government was derailed, or his government, he said his allegation was it is all being orchestrated by United States of America, and that is what the cipher case is all about. That is what he was showing. I have a proof that US is involved in having him removed as a prime minister from the prime minister's role. Now he is asking help from US. Yet again, surprisingly, that can happen only in Pakistan, and Imran Khan is the one who can do this. So he says you need to conduct a thorough assessment of the elections, and a minimum of 30% of seats should be scrutinized. He says the election that happened this time is not free and fair. That is what he is calling out. And if that is done and something is found, do you really think Pakistani army is going to allow that? So we'll have to wait and watch, and if Pakistan does not get the funds, their economy is going to be in doldrums. So let's see. Let's keep our finger crossed for now. And I think I'm done with the major headlines for today, people. This is Vijay Rana signing off. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Jai Hind.